Raiders with a non-league game tonight against the Northwood B team out of Northwood Prep in Lake Placid. I'm Jerry Manor. Alongside me again, Dave McLennan, and hope you had a good New Year's holiday, David.
Yes, I did, Jerry. Thank you. And yourself?
Very good. I went to bed about 9 o'clock because I had to sign on the next morning. But Saturday night we had a good time.
Excellent. You know, Jerry, you hit the nail on the head. You mentioned a layoff here tonight, and I think this is going to be the key question for both clubs here tonight. The Raiders, a short week of practice, 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Coach Moore said those were 3 good days of practice. They had a couple of good scrimmages in there. Did come up with a couple of injuries. Dougie Cullen, one of their backup goaltender, injured his knee, and Danny McDonald, who alternates between that 3rd and 4th unit, very valuable asset to the Raiders, has come up with a slight concussion. And on the other side of the coin, the Northwood Prep, they're just back after a 3-week layoff. They've only been back 4 days, and so I think we're going to have to find out which team will answer the bell. Will they come out, right off the bat, or will they be which team is going to be at the half-mile marker while the other team is at the 3-quarter pole? And I'm sure both coaches are wondering about this.
That should be interesting to see. Layoff, I know coaches don't like layoffs. You go a long time without playing a game. A lot of times you lose the edge, I guess.
Definitely, and especially the Raiders have been playing so well. I'm sure the Massena fans and coaching staff hope that the early part of the 1990 season will be as kind to them as the latter part of '89, because, as you mentioned, they're 9-0-1 or 8-0-1, 4-0-1 in the league, and just off to a super start. And you don't like to see a long layoff.
The price. Massena plays tonight. They play tomorrow afternoon at Thousand Islands. They play again next week 3 times. Tuesday at Alex Bay, Wednesday at home to Tupper Lake, and Friday in Watertown.
Yeah, the tail of the tape. Tonight and tomorrow, that's 2 ball games in probably in about 21 hours. That's a lot.
Which is unusual.
And you factor in that bus ride down to Clayton, which is probably, 85 miles probably, Jerry?
Something like that,
85 miles times 10 as we use our scale as riding on a school bus. But one thing that we have to remember, they're young, and they don't mind it as much. They can bounce back.
They'll probably hold up better than we do, Dave.
Just talking briefly to Jason Labarge, standing right behind us, and asking him how the hand's coming. He's going back to the doctors next week, and the Raiders can't wait to get him back on the defensive court.
He probably can't wait to get back, too, huh?
I'm sure.
Yeah, he's shaking his head, yes. All righty, we're about set to go here. Stepping into the face-off circle for the Northwood B squad, the Northmen, Derek Crouch, and he'll be centering Andy Turcott. Now, you may remember that name. Andy played for Indian River. He's a very good one. Andy Jaffe, the other winger. Cliff Jones and Matt Nielsen. Of course, the Pat Tracy line out from Massena, Schneider, and Adams. And off the face-off, it comes to Adams by way of Schneider. Head man goes to Murphy, to Tracy. He slides it in the zone. Stopped behind the net by Eric Berg, the goaltender. It comes back around the point. Here's Adams' shot, deflected right in front by McCracken, and Berg gets the first save of the game. The Northmen clear it all the way down the ice. They wave off the icing. The puck goes to the side of the net. Drushi is going to cover it up as he had somebody parked right on his doorstep, Andy Jaffe. And he was waiting for Brett Schneider to pick it up, but Schneider got checked into the boards by a rushing Northwood forward. And so DeRushy did the job himself and covered it.
I think Bruce thought there was going to be an icing on that. It was kind of a slow signal by the officials, and that kind of goofed him up. Early indication, first shift, if it means anything, it looks like the Northmen are out trying to throw their weight around. They at least tried in that first shift, took a couple of runs at the Raiders.
Off the face-off. We've got the second lines out there now. Ori, Crowley, and Bloomer. And for Massena, the Jake Morris line. Controlled by Jason Ori, poked away. Here comes Bigelow. Poke checked away from Bigelow. Jake Morris follows up, dumps it in the zone. Comes in around behind. Eric Berg stops it, leaves it for his defenseman, Everhart. Everhart loses. The puck comes back to the point, but it's poke checked out to center ice by Jeff Crowley. And all the way back in the Massena zone, Levac, who's out with Thompson, picks it up, swipes it around the boards for Bigelow. Bigelow, headman, has it intercepted by Ori. Here's Ori trying to break through. Bigelow trying to take him out of the play. Ori drops it back to the point, kept in there by Northwood. Puck bouncing around, back to the point again. Coming back is Crowley, the forward, trying to poke it, but it comes to Morris. He lost sight of it, and right back the other way is Ori. Sharp angle shot right across the goal mouth, and it comes back to the point again. Here's a quick wrist shot knocked down in front. And the Raiders try to control it, and Levac has his stick lifted, finally gets it down the ice. They're going to call an icing on that one and move the faceoff back into Massena zone. So we played a little over a minute here. no score in the hockey game.
Good pressure by Northwood. Raiders dodged the bullet, shot across the crease, could have easily been deflected in. Coach Tom Broderick feels that one of his assets for Northwood is their quickness. They have good quickness, and they're combined with good size.
Okay, we've got the Fauché line out there now. And against the Booth line, Booth, the Rasico, and Gorman. And here comes Post trying to feed it ahead to Eddie Davis, breaking in the zone. Stop behind the net and left for Matt Nielsen, the assistant captain and a defenseman. He gets it out to John Booth. Booth leads the attack, shoots it from center ice. Tommy Post gets a stick in front of it, tries to chase it down in behind the net. The puck squirts around the boards. Eddie Davis picks it up. We have a whistle, and we're going to have our first penalty of the game, and it's going to be a holding call, and it's going to go against Tommy Post of Massena.
That time, the Raiders gave access to the defensive zone quite easily. I'm sure Coach Moore is going to tell his defensive pairing that were out there, don't give up that blue line quite as easily. They were backing in way too far that time.
Okay, let's take a look at the power play arrangement here. We've got Crouch out there, along with Turcotte and Jaffe, so they're going to go with the regular first unit. Out to kill, Pat Tracy and Scott McCracken for Massena, Adams, and Schneider.
The Northwood power play hasn't been that successful this year, probably at a 10 to 15% ratio, which is not very good.
Off the faceoff, back at the point. Here's a drive, knocked down, goes in behind. Schneider flips it around for McCracken. He can't quite catch it. Kept in by the Northman. Back to the point it comes. Nielsen, his shot, knocked down, actually went off a Northwood leg into the corner. Now it's picked up there by Crouch. Crouch takes it high circle, starts to move it back. Into the corner it goes. They move it around behind the net. And it's picked up there by Turcotte. Turcotte now moving out left side of goaltender for Massena. Puck comes right in the slot. Good job by Tracy, and coming way out is DeRushy to jump on it. Tracy tied the Northwood man up in the slot. Otherwise, he could have gotten a good chance off.
Excellent job by Captain Pat Tracy. Excellent job. He came in there, took that man out. And Northwood is putting a man right in front. They want to make that box collapse a little bit, and they're putting a guy right in front of that net. And the Raiders have to be cautious of him, man. But Pat Tracy came in and put the body to him, took him out of there.
Off the faceoff, Morris wins it as he's out there with Bigelow, and he flips it down the ice. And racing back to try to pick it up is Cliff Jones. Jones feeds it around for Nielsen, the other defenseman. Bigelow steps in front of it and flips it up into the stands, and there's going to be a penalty on Northwood as Bigelow got railed from behind. Obvious penalty right in front of the officials. Derek Crouch is going to go to the box. A hit from behind, I would imagine, or a hit after the whistle, one or the other.
Yeah, either one. But the official on the near side right in front of him did not initially call it. Tommy Caruso from the far side didn't waste any time, though. But Mark Miller was a little slow on that one.
You notice behind us we have the Salmon River coaching staff scouting for 2 weeks from tonight. You're just Dave's neighbor.
My neighbor, right.
So we got 4-on-4 plus the goaltenders now as the puck is dumped into Northwood zone. Bigelow cruising in after it. He's taken into the boards. Puck squirts free, bouncing around. They jam for it. Finally, it's picked up there by David Everhart for the Northmen. He slides it down the ice. Right there's Levac from Massena trying to feed it ahead. It's intercepted, and back into the Massena zone it goes. Timmy Thompson now back for the Raiders, picks it up. Backhands it to Jake Morris. Morris has to come back as he's getting a little forechecking pressure. Now he dumps it ahead for Thompson. Thompson lugs it across the blue line into the zone. He still got it, trying to slide it through. Bigelow got knocked down, and the puck comes back down the ice. And is it going to go far enough for icing? Apparently it is, as they call it. Again, kind of a delayed call there, but they make the call, and the faceoff will move back into Northwood zone. 1 second left in the Massena penalty. Apparently the penalty to Derek Crouch was a double minor. Or no, that would be a major penalty.
He's got a major, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
From hitting from behind, they're calling it a major penalty. Stevie just informed us on that.
So that means that no matter how many goals Massena scores, if they were to score more than one, they will not get the man back.
Right. As we mentioned, one of the strengths that Coach Tom Broderick thought is quickness for his big club. And I will say, I was watching him in pregame and didn't detect any, which I didn't think they were an outstanding skating team, but they're not bad.
They can move it around out there.
Yeah, they can. And we also talked about their power play. I got some figures from them. They're about, he wasn't sure, but anywhere from 10 to 15%, which is is poor on a power play, but he feels his penalty killing unit is excellent. They're around 90%. They're doing a little repair work down to our left and the goal crease of Brewster Rushy.
The record is 6-6, Dave. They have played some good Canadian clubs. They also played Albany Academy, lost to them 4-2 with an open netter. So Albany Academy, one of the top, if not the top Division I team in the state. So you can tell they're a representative club.
Yes, and Coach Broderick wasn't making any excuses, but he sasaid on that particular game they played down in the Albany area. They ran into a few problems. They had 12 penalties, and the Albany club had 2. So they had a lot of chances to kill penalties.
Okay, back to the point. Massena now on the power plays. Post steps in there. Tracy with it in the corner to McCracken. McCracken around the boards. Back to Thompson. Thompson back to McCracken to Tracy at the 45. Now Tracy trying to move it in behind the net. McCracken. McCracken right in front. Tracy, and he fired it just wide. I think it was more off his skate than his stick. And the puck goes all the way down the ice. His post couldn't keep it in. Slides back in the Massena zone. And it's picked up there by Thompson. Thompson being forechecked, drops the puck. Comes right in front of the net. Now bounces to the blue line, but not out of there. And Post has to regroup and come back for it. Now the puck controlled by John Booth. Booth winds up and gets a shot off. It's way wide. And the puck comes back to McCracken. Headman of Tracy goes by him, and it's dumped right back to the Massena line. Very aggressive penalty killing by Northwood. Now Tracy gets railed, following up. Murphy the drive, and the save bounces over right in front. They jam at it. We have a whistle, and we're going to have a high stick call against somebody. Who?
I think he's calling Northwood number 20, is it?
Yep, it's going to be Andy Jaffe called for high sticking. That'll give Massena a 2-man advantage for the full minute and a half.
Scotty Murphy unleashed.
Oh, no, we're wrong.
Wrong? Well, again, I shouldn't.
Got to go against Massena. No?
Number 20 is getting in with a blue shirt on, Jerry.
They put it on the wrong side. We were right initially. Okay.
Scotty Murphy unleashed as Danny Galvin would say, a cannonading shot, and goalie Eric Berg didn't know where it was. He hit him up high up on his shoulder, and he wasn't sure where the rebound was. Unfortunately, it kicked off to the left of the net.
Okay, Morris out there now to Bigelow. Back to Schneider at the point. Schneider moves it over on the other side. Mike Adams, the big drive, the save, the rebound. Poked in front, another save by goaltender Berg. Now Schneider pinches in behind the net, flips it around, and it's going to be controlled by Massena's Adams pinching in. Save the puck. Here's Adams behind the net now. Schneider's back at the point. Adams right in front now to Jake Morris. Goes back to Fauché, who's at the point. Fauché fakes the shot. Schneider's drive deflected right on the rebound. Morris, the shot saved by Berg. So Berg with a couple of big saves here keeps Massena off the board so far. 58 seconds left in the penalty to Andy Jaffe. 1:45 in the major penalty. And on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, it's still 0-0.
Plenty of time. The Raiders have a lot of time. They don't want to, if they only get one good shot, that's all it takes is one good shot. If they work it around well, they work it off their points on their power play, the catalyst, Adams and Schneider, and they do an excellent job keeping as we mentioned, keeping the puck down low. Mike Adams has got that booming heavy shot, and so does Brett Schneider.
Okay, Tracy will take the faceoff right side in the Northwood zone. Massena did get a couple of good chances there. Off the draw comes to Murphy, who goes back to the point to Adams. Adams to Schneider. Schneider winds, fakes the shot back to Mike Adams. Adams' drive deflected by the defenseman, goes in the corner. Murphy throws a check, but the puck picked up there by Ori, and he manages to slide it out to center ice. Mike Adams tried to keep it in, he couldn't. Now the puck back to Adams. 40 seconds left in the 2-man advantage. Adams flips it in the zone. In behind the net, it's picked up by David Everhart. Tracy steals the pass, the shot right on. The save made. McCracken picks up the puck, goes back to the point with it. Here's Adams stepping by a check. Takes it in to McCracken, has it poked away, jamming for it, and it's finally picked up by Northwood, but not out. Kept in by Tracy. Here's Tracy, fakes the shot to Schneider. Schneider's shot. Oh, McCracken looked for the deflection and missed it. And the puck goes back to Tracy at the point. 8 seconds left in the 2-man advantage. Sliding it. It goes to Adams. Adams across the ice. And back to the point. Schneider. 1 second left. Here's Adams, the big drive. Oh, it almost got through. McCracken takes a whack at it, and they kill off the first one. Now the puck back to the point. Mike Adams with it. To McCracken. McCracken trying to feed it to Adams behind the net. Here's Michael with it now. Gets checked into the boards. Trying to move it along. Hard check thrown by McCracken. Where's the puck? Still sliding along. Finally picked up by Northwood. Back to the point. Tracy with it. Tracy moves it, and we have a whistle. And we're going to have a penalty. Matching minors will go against Mike Adams. And let's see here.
Jaffe again.
Jaffe again?
Yeah.
He just came back. He's right back off again. He and Adams got into it. So Jaffe gets the gate, and Northwood very, very aggressive killing penalties, and it worked for him.
Yes, they are. We mentioned at the top of the show that we're wondering if both teams would come out of the gate fast or slow or whatever. The Raiders came out a little slow. They were a little sloppy. You could tell by the layoff. But this power play has got the juices flowing. That was an excellent, they didn't score, but they moved the puck around, and they had some good shots. It was a good shift for that power play unit.
21 seconds left in the major penalty. Will be 5-on-4 because of the matching minors. And now Miller, the official, over talking with Mr. Moore at the clock. Still 0-0 on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. We're in the first period, 8:45, so it's gone quickly, the first 6 minutes or so of the period.
Yeah, you know, and it's tough for the Massena staff to scout Northwood. They don't play many common opponents. They did play Saranac Lake and beat them handily. But, of course, in clubs like Northwood, their personnel changed over a lot, so it's hard to get a handle on them.
Tommy Post gets railed, gets back up again, picks up the puck, slides it in the Northwood zone, dumped right back out. Bouncing around, controlled by Massena at their own blue line. Tommy Post with it. Feeding it ahead, Fauché drops it back to Post, and Massena moves it out. Thompson has it poked away from him, and back the other way. Here comes Bloomer, across the blue line, taken out of the play. Thompson throws a check, and there's going to be a penalty on Thompson. And there's the whistle. Interference the call. And so he goes to the box.
Yeah, I think it was a good call by, in fact, I know it was a good call by Tommy Crusoe. The check itself was good, but it was interference. You can't run him off when he has that opportunity to get the puck. It was a good call.
So the faceoff will come inside the Massena zone. That'll give Northwood a power play here.
As we mentioned before, these penalties break up the flow, the continuity of the game, and
there have been a few in this first period.
Yeah, it's difficult for those guys that are on the bench waiting to get their turn out there.
Off the faceoff, puck bounces into the corner. After it, Northwood trying to move things around, and they control the puck. Trying to go behind. Here's a chance right in front. They shoot. Big save to Rushy. And how he kept it out of there, I don't know. But right in front with a big opportunity was Ori. And he was point blank, and somehow DeRushy made the stop.
Well, he's made a lot of those at crucial times for the Raiders this year. He's been coming up big. I was watching him in the pregame, and probably the first time I'd done that this year, keyed on him for a few minutes. And he didn't have a good pregame. He couldn't find out, cut his angles. He didn't know where the posts were and things like that. In fact, he had a horrible pregame.
Off the face-off, down the ice it goes, but so far so good here.
Pre-games don't mean a thing.
No. All right, back pick up the puck. Here comes Cliff Jones. He and Tracy rub into the boards together, and the puck bounced back, and Northwood's going to get called for controlling with a high stick, and that'll move the face-off back into the zone of Northwood, as knocking it down was Matt Nielsen with a stick way over his shoulder. So that'll immediately move the face-off back into their territory with 58 seconds left in the Massena penalty.
Yeah, we've played a little over 7 minutes and 0-0.
Tracy out there, along with McCracken, Schneider, and Levac. Derek Crouch will take the face-off now. Off the draw, puck sits in the circle. Tracy gets a piece of it, but it's picked up by Andy Turcotte. Turcotte starts out for Northwood. Across the blue line, across the Massena blue line, drops it back to the point. Here's a drive. Tracy knocks her down, picks up the puck, and dumps it back down the ice. Stopped in behind by Eric Berg. Berg leaves it for his big defenseman, Cliff Jones, and Jones starts back the other way. Here comes Jones into the Massena zone, trying to get it through to Crouch. Crouch back to the point. Here's Turcotte getting by one. The drive. DeRushy makes the save. And the rebound goes back to the blue line. Here's another drive, deflected just on, and it may have gotten the post. And the puck bounces into the circle. McCracken takes a whack at it. Puck goes free, Crouch after it. He and Levac. Levac goes heavy into the boards, pokes it back to the blue line, picked up there. And here's a sharp angle shot. Tracy knocks it down. Penalty is up. Massena has control of the puck. They're going to ice it. but they did kill off another penalty, and with 6:39 remaining in the first period, the scoreboard still empty.
Raiders got a little out of sync that time out there, running around, 2 or 3 guys on the puck, and Scotty McCracken made a mistake. You're trying to do too much, and they were down a man, and he came out to the point. You never want, and he played the puck, and the defenseman just gave a little deke and went around him. So, in essence, the Raiders were down 2 men for a couple of seconds. You can't do that.
Okay, we've got Jake Morris's line off the face-off post. Flips it around for Bigelow. Bigelow, head man to Morris. Morris gets by a check, takes it across. Here's Morris, backhander right in front, right on the save made. The shot by Tommy Moore, and holding on is Berg, and there's going to be pushing and shoving, and there's going to be some penalties.
Yeah, I think Northwood, I've noticed that a couple of times, whether they're trying to intimidate Massena, they're certainly not going to do that, but after the play on a couple of occasions, the whistle's gone for 2 or 3 seconds, and out of nowhere comes a blue shirt, and, good. I'm glad they're not calling matching on this one. Mark Miller got the culprit because there was no question. The play had gone. There was no skirmish anymore, and out of nowhere came number 18.
Pierce, the big defenseman.
Jim Pierce, and just bullied his way through there, and the officials caught him. Good call.
Really no need for that because the whistle had already blown, but...
And a lot of times the officials will call a matching on that one.
Off the face-off, back to the point it comes. Massena on the power play again. Mike Adams with a puck. Goes over to Thompson. Thompson feeds it. Goes by Jake Morris, but Fauché in the back to pick it up. Behind the net to Morris. Morris in the corner. Goes back to Thompson at the point. Thompson winds the shot, deflected high over the net. Now pinching in is Adams, trying to keep it in. He's in the corner going after it. And Bloomer there as well. And Massena controls. Here's the shot. That's way wide. Now Thompson flips it to Fauché. Fauché has it jump over his stick, going to chase it down. Can't come up with it. And it's back to the point, but Adams keeps it in again. 50 seconds remaining in the power play. Picked up there by defenseman David Everhart. Taken away by Bigelow. Bigelow back to Adams at the point. Feeds it to Bigelow. No, Adams still has it. Feeds it to Bigelow now. Bigelow takes a whack at it. Had to jump over his stick, but Fauché steps in there. Back to Adams. Fakes the shot. Here's the drive by Thompson, and the save made by Berg again back to the point. And I think we had, another penalty called?
Yeah, he's got a call hitting from behind.
And again on Northwood. So they're going to be in the penalty box again. 30 seconds, a 2-man advantage for Massena.
And as I said before, they're not going to intimidate Massena. In fact, number 14, Jim Fowler, tried to lay a lick on Tim Thompson, and Tim just dropped his shoulder and put him parallel to the ice. He dropped about 4 feet straight down. Good check by Tim Thompson.
So now Massena with 2-man advantage for 30 more seconds here. So the Raiders send out the Tracy line. Still no score on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Off the face-off, back to the point, Adams. Fakes the shot, goes to Thompson. Thompson into the front, now goes to Murphy. His shot goes wide. Adams, does he keep it in? He does. Mike's drive, save made. Comes to Tracy. 15 seconds in the 2-man advantage. Tracy right across in front, and Berg jumps on it and holds on as McCracken actually got a glove on it. And I think that's going to move the face-off outside.
Yeah, I think in the Northwood defense, they've only got 3 of them out there. They're playing that triangle, and they're really tight in front. I think the Raider defensemen can move down from the point just a little bit more and get themselves a little better shot.
Tracy will face it off again against Andy Turcotte. Here's Tracy's shot. And Turcotte came out of the circle for some reason, and Tracy took the shot. Good play. Now comes to Murphy. Murphy trying to slide it across. It's intercepted and dumped down the ice. And again, Murphy, the unselfish player, gave up a good shot to try to pass it, and it didn't work. And now 1 man back, and Massena on a single power play again. Puck comes out to center ice, dumped right back in the Massena zone. Comes bouncing around the boards. And there's another hard check thrown, and the puck comes free. And it's picked up by Thompson. And we got a call, an interference call.
Yeah.
That's going to go against Massena.
It's calling interference. Tommy Crusoe standing right on the play, and Tommy didn't feel it was. And Mark Miller from across the way, the width of the ice, felt that there was interference there. So kind of Tommy must say, ooh, that was right in front of me. Don't show me up like that, Mark. But just prior to that, one of the Northwood players really took a run, had 6 or 7 good strides, and I don't know what Raider he put up into the boards, but he really railed them.
Okay, around the boards it comes. Jeff Bigelow. Bigelow gets by the check, trying to come out of there, has it taken away by Crouch. Crouch now to his own blue line. Poke checked away, gets it back again, slides it to the Massena line. Morris is there to feed it over to Tommy Post. Post headman on Bigelow's stick. Bigelow gets taken out of the play, and the puck slides back in the Massena zone. In behind the net, Schneider with it. Schneider feeds it over to Post. He kind of lost his footing, gets back up again. Starts out, feeds to Bigelow, has it intercepted right in front, and a good opportunity there for Andy Jaffe. Couldn't pull the trigger. And now it comes around, and Northwood's on the power play as they get a man back. Everhart's back on the ice. 45 seconds of power play here for Northwood. Feeding it through to Brennan. Brennan takes it across, but I think they called offsides. Yeah, they did against Northwood, so the faceoff will move outside.
Tommy Post telegraphed his pass, telegraphed, didn't get it off, put the head down, and the Northwood defenseman read the play, stepped up a couple of strides and intercepted, and could have led to a very dangerous situation. But you can't telegraph that pass.
Ori out there now with Bloomer and Crowley on this power play. Massena's got Tracy and McCracken, Thompson and Schneider. Face off just outside the Massena zone. Cross the blue line, poked back to Cliff Jones, who's playing the point, along with Nielsen. Nielsen has it poke checked away. Tracy whacks at it, comes back to the Massena blue line. Thompson is there to find the hole and dump it down the ice. 25 seconds left in the Northwood man advantage. Back for it is Jason Ori. Ori starts to build up a head of steam, gets by McCracken. Well, McCracken took him out of the play enough. He gets the pass back. Here comes McCracken, shoots from the blue line, and the save is made by Berg. He had 3 Northwood men convening on him, so he decided to shoot and at least get a shot on net, because you never know what's going to happen. And the puck comes back to the Massena line. Tracy whacks at it. As Massena gets the man back, it goes right on, and Berg has to make the save. We're down to 3 minutes left on the opening period scoreboard. It's 0-0. In the zone, Jones with it, now feeding it to his partner Nielsen, out to center ice. Tracy has it poked away, comes to Thompson. He feeds it ahead, right on McCracken, stick to Murphy. He breaks in, here's Murphy. The shot and the save made by Berg. The rebound, fired just wide on the backhand by Murphy, who dug it around from in behind the net. And the puck comes back to the blue line and out to center ice. Crowley flips it down in the Massena zone. Back there to pick it up is Brian Levac. Levac steps by a check, takes her out to center ice, hits Morris with a pass. Jake gets by 1, gets by 2, but has the puck taken away by the third man through, Matt Gorman, who flips it around the boards. Post pinches in, gets by a check kind of, and gets knocked down, but Morris trying to pick up the loose puck. He can't. Post steps up, trying to control it. Puck comes free. Davis looking for it. He can't find the handle. Now Whitcup takes a whack at it, and it comes to Ori, and Ori just slides it deep in the Massena zone. Eddie Davis after it, trying to let it through, back to the point, poked away nicely by Fauché. Fauché whacks at it again and slides it back to the blue line. Pierce can't get it out of the zone. Here's Whitcup. Whitcup feeds Fauché behind. He's ripped into the boards. There's going to be a penalty against Northwood, and that's got to be, an elbow call, I would guess. No, high stick? Okay.
Yep, calling high sticking. Something for the young defenseman out there listening to the ball game or here watching it. The Raiders came down a little while ago to 3-on-2, and number 19, Cliff Jones, for I guess his personal satisfaction, made a grievous mistake. He came up and railed the Raider player, but it created a 2-on-1. He gave himself up. He took one of the Raiders out of the play, but it created a 2-on-1, and Scotty Murphy went in with I think it was Pat Tracy and almost scored. Mistake that you don't want to create a 2-on-1 like that when you've got a 3-on-2 situation. You've got and no help. They didn't have anybody coming back to help. You want to give a little bit of ground till you get some help.
Okay, Tracy back out there with Murphy and McCracken, Schneider and Adams. And to take the face-off, Rasico. Off the face-off, back to the point. Schneider keeps it in. Dumps to the open wing. Adams, nice play to poke it into the corner. Keep it in the zone. Now McCracken after it. He controls. Here's McCracken in the circle. Looking. Drop. Nice back pass to Tracy. Back to the point. Mike Adams. The drive deflected in front. Right on the rebound. Poked free. Goes into the corner. And it's dumped down the ice by Cliff Jones. Puck comes in behind the Massena cage. A minute left in the penalty. Here comes Schneider. Schneider. Headman goes by Murphy. Coming back for it is Crouch. He picks it up. Takes it. Gets knocked down, but Puck slides ahead out to center ice. And it's Turcotte. Has it poked away, comes back for it, dumps it in the Massena zone, goes high over the net. And Bruce DeRushy leaves it. Now Massena McCracken has it go by him. Picked up there again by Turcotte. Turcotte lifts it to the Massena blue line all the way back in the zone. 30 seconds in the power play. Mike Adams with it, in behind the net, gets by Crouch. Headman pass on the stick of Murphy to McCracken. McCracken across the blue line, feeds Tracy, but he's offsides. And the face-off will move back outside the zone. Neither team has looked very good on the power play tonight.
No, the Northwood Prep are coming out. They're really throwing their weight around. They're trying, as we mentioned before, they're trying to intimidate Massena. They're not doing a very good job at it. But we said before also, the Northwood is bunching in front, and I think the Raiders can step down a little bit from the point and give themselves a little tougher shot.
Here comes Bigelow. Gets a shot across the goal mouth. Nobody there to deflect it. Now Schneider steps in, has it taken away. Fauché at the point. Did he keep it in? Apparently he did. Nice play. Goes to Schneider. Schneider lets it go through to Bigelow. Back to Schneider. 4 seconds in the power play. Here's Fauché. Fauché's drive goes off a leg into the corner. Adams pinches in. Knocks it back into the corner. Bigelow after it. Bigelow in behind the net. Trying to center it. Hits the side of the net. Bounces back to the point. And it's controlled by Northwood with 1 second. Here's a shot at the buzzer. And DeRushy makes the save. And it did go on the net, but he kind of let it go. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the green light was on.
The green light was on, definitely. I'm sure he did. He came out, he took away some of the angle, and he played it nonchalantly. But very aggressive period, both teams. A lot of penalties out there. I'm trying to get a count from our statistician. Joe White is coming over. Okay, here we come.
Lots of penalties.
Oh, Northwood had 6 penalties, Massena 4, and actually one of Northwood's penalties was a major in there. We're looking at it right here. Yeah, number Crouch, Derek Crouch had a major, so it's actually 7-4. A lot of penalties, shots on. The Raiders outshot Northwood 17-5.
A lot of those shots on the two-man advantage.
Two-man advantage, which they worked it quite well. Goalie Eric Berg stood his ground. He got hit with a lot of those shots. On a couple of occasions, he didn't know where it was, but that's the name of the game, regardless of how you keep it out. But they looked good on the power play. Even up, the Raiders didn't look that good, and neither did Northwood. But again, there was so many penalties out there, kind of scrambling, and you're playing certain kids over and over again, and maybe your third unit's not getting as much ice time as they should. So the continuity was broken up. But an aggressive period, both teams hitting out there.
Our broadcast this evening, a bad club.
I agree with you 100%. They played a lot of tough teams early on, it must be, because I think they would impress me when they were up here. I agree with you.
They're not a bad team at all. In the East, Seton Catholic 6-0. They're the best team over there, no doubt about it. I'll tell you what, though, in the Division II race, you got to watch Malone because they're playing good hockey. Lake Placid, kind of an unknown quality. They've got some good scorers up there, apparently, and can play, although they lost to Tupper Lake. Tupper Lake, their first ever hockey win. Lake Placid, though, without their top scorer in that game. NEC and Saranac Lake, surprisingly, I figured Saranac Lake would be up in second place, but not the case. So I guess that's my big surprise so far this season.
Yeah, Coach Mark Gilligan up in Saranac Lake. He's probably second as far as experience in the Northern NAC next to Coach Dan Moore. He's got to be a little disappointed right now.
Well, we're underway in the second period as the puck comes in the Massena end, right back out again. As the Tracy line out there gets the Crouch line to start it off here. Puck goes in, back out again, and it's picked up there by Andre Jaffe. Jaffe moves it and slides it in the Massena zone. Mike Adams after it. Has it taken away. Crouch trying to get it in the slot. Poked away, but it's kept in there. And it's controlled back to Crouch. Crouch has his shot knocked down by Murphy. The shot from the point bounces in front. And Tracy blocked that. Gets it back, but not out. Now the puck bounces to Schneider. Takes it behind to Adams. Jumped over his stick, but it comes to McCracken. Trying to clear the zone, and he does. Tracy overskates. Picked up by the big defenseman Jones across the blue line, trying to feed it through. Here's the big drive. Score! Big shot by Andy Turcotte. He used his defenseman Cliff Jones, who had just bet him the puck, as a screen, and he beat goaltender Bruce DeRushy to the glove side. A 1-0 score on the Pete Schuler scoreboard for Northwood.
Excellent move by Andy Turcotte. He did use his line mate as a screen. He let him advance in front of him. He brought the puck outside, inside, and he let go a shot. There wasn't a goalie on the face of this earth could have stopped that puck. I don't think anybody could see it. I didn't see it. I just saw the twine dent in the back.
It was right next to the post. Beautiful goal. Andy Turcotte. I think Cliff Jones will pick up the assist. No, they call it unassisted. Apparently, touched Massena man, and here's a chance right in front. Knocked down. It's right in front, and where's the puck in the slot? They jam at it, and finally it's poke check back to the blue line. Dumped right in again. DeRushy has to make the save. Kind of a weak shot. Puck comes to Morris, and it's finally out to center ice. Bigelow. Bigelow hits Moore. Moore has it poked off his stick, and Levac back with it at the red line. Feeds Moore. Moore pokes it free. It comes to Bigelow. Bigelow's got Morris. Can't feed him the puck. Now Moore comes after it. Feeds Bigelow in the corner, trying to slide it in the slot, and Moore gets a piece of it, but now it's out to center ice. Controlled there by Jason Ori. Ori, cross-ice pass off sides will be called. Massena came back with a good opportunity as Jake Morris was all by himself, but nobody could get him the puck.
One of those plays just missed by a whisker, but it might as well be a mile. You know, if he was able to get it across to him, he was in alone.
So it's 1-0 in favor of Northwood Prep on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. Massena coming out with a Fauché line now against the John Booth line. Off the face-off, the puck backhanded in the Massena zone. Tommy Post feeds it over to Schneider. Schneider can't clear the zone. Kept in at the point by Jones. Jones flips it right in front, and DeRushy's going to cover it up. And we'll have a face-off in the Massena zone with 13:32 left in period number 2.
One thing you like to see as a coach, I think it was number 10 out there for Martin Rasico, finishes his check. He went in and finished his check before checking on the Raider defenseman. You like to see your forwards do that.
Off the face-off, Booth, quick wrist shot right off the face, and the save made by DeRushy. As Booth just cleanly won the draw, took a step in toward DeRushy and lofted a shot right into his chest, and DeRushy kind of looked behind him, but he had it in his equipment.
You cannot let the opposing center slide through in the face-off in your defensive end. You can't do it. Joey's got to stop that.
He did, or somebody did that time, and the puck comes to Tommy Post. Back passes it to Eddie Davis. Davis drops it around for Post. Post in behind his own net, backhand pass, and Fauché breaks the zone. Looking for Davis, too far, intercepted by Jones, back to the Massena line. Post is there. He gets knocked down. The puck comes free. It's lofted back in the Massena line. Schneider. Schneider draws a crowd, flips it back out to center ice. Picked up there by Nielsen, the big defenseman. He slides it back in the zone. In behind the Massena net now. Schneider flips it around the boards for Massena out to center ice. Whitcup feeds Fauché, looking for Davis. Hit him in the back with a pass, and it bounces up into the penalty box. And we'll have a face-off on the Northwood side of center ice.
Northwood continues to lay the body, and eventually that will take its toll. You get hammered, and they are bigger than Massena, and they're continuing out there. I don't know if they've got the stamina to play this way for 3 periods. As we mentioned, they had a 3-week layoff, and they've only been back 4 days, but they are continuing to lay the body out there.
Off the face-off, Murphy has it poke checked away. Here comes Crouch. Crouch just slides it to the Massena blue line. Across it comes off Jaffe, but right back out again. Back to the line, dumped to the Massena blue line, back to the Northwood blue line. Everhart has it jump over his stick, goes in behind the Northwood net. Everhart and McCracken go together, comes around to Pierce. Pierce doesn't clear the zone. Kept in by Thompson. He takes a whack at it, gets back up again, looking to kick it as he lost his stick. He throws a check, they jam. Puck picked up by Murphy. Murphy in behind, looking to wrap it around, can't get the shot off. Stops in the circle now, has it through some traffic. Murphy loses it, and back comes Northwood, but Adams is there to break up the play. And he gets knocked down. The puck comes free into the zone. Turcotte. Here's Turcotte. Oh, nice pass. The quick shot. Fired it wide. That was Crouch. Beautiful pass by Jaycott. Somebody's down. That's Jaycott, I think.
Turcotte, I think.
Turcotte, rather.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he got nailed with a stick or not. He's I was going to comment before, he's quite a load from the hips on down. He's a wide body, big thighs, big hips, and he's a tough customer out there. He's in a lot of pain right now. You can tell this is not for the television cameras. He's in a lot of pain.
11:37 left in the second period on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. Northwood leads Massena 1-0. And right now, Turcotte is still down on the ice. And the assistant coach there, Joe Quackenbush, is out taking a look at him. Our broadcast this evening brought to you by some nice people at Hahn Welding Supply, new business located on Route 56 near the intersection of Route 37. Also by the Massena Super Duper in the Hart Haven Shopping Center, Massena. By Massena General Contracting, phone 764-5457 or toll free 1-800-427-0226. Also by Massena Building Supply, 70 Water Street. Turcotte's up and gets a good hand from the crowd. He had a beautiful goal there, the only goal in the game thus far.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened, but I talked to the Salmon coaching staff that's standing behind us, and they just felt that he tried to split the defenseman, and when he was hauled down, one of the Massena defensemen kind of landed on him. Probably it was more of the wind than anything else.
Right. 11:37 left in the second. On the Peach Jewelers scoreboard, it's 1-0 for Northwood. Off the face. Puck comes to Adams in his own zone. Adams from Massena to Thompson. Hits Morris, breaking out. Jake feeds it ahead for Bigelow. Bigelow trying to Morris. Morris shot, save the rebound in behind the net. Good chance for Massena. Bigelow digs out the loose puck. Back to the point. Adams fakes the drive, goes to Bigelow, sharp angle, gets a shot off and fired it wide. Two good chances for Massena. Bigelow now ridden into the boards, kicks the puck ahead, looks for Morris, has it poke checked away by Jones. They jam for Jones after it, and Jones feeds it out of danger. Up ahead to Ori. Here comes Ori. We got a 2-on-1. Ori breaking down with Bloomer, and sprawling on top of it is Adams, and the two Northwood guys collided, but it comes back to the point, and Northwood controls. Ori following up. His pass is intercepted, and the puck comes back to the blue line, intercepted again. Bigelow slides it, didn't get it out, but following is Thompson. And Thompson dumps it to the blue line of Northwood. Massena almost got caught in a line change. Coming back is Nielsen. And Nielsen trying to go by Adams. Adams rides him into the boards. Puck hits the side of the net around to Davis. Davis lets it go by. Oh, he just took a shot right in the head. And no call on that one. And the puck back out to center ice. Back in the zone. Here comes Northwood. In behind, goes right to the side of the net. I don't know if there was a save on that or not, but the puck comes around to Davis, trying to slide it out of the zone. Dumped right back in the slot, swept away right in front, the shot. Big save to Rushy, another save. Where is it? Side of him. It comes into the side, and the net's off its moorings, as DeRushy made a couple of big stops right there.
Oh, Bruce DeRushy made about 3 big stops right there. He's really keeping the Raiders in the game. Right at this present time, Northwood is starting to run Massena out of there, and they're doing it by the body. The Raiders are looking, so they're starting to take a toll. And they dodged the bullet a little while ago. One of the Raider defensemen dove at the line up in the offensive blue line, missed his man, created a 2-on-1, and Mike Adams played it beautifully back in his own end. But Northwood is definitely taking the play to Massena right now.
Although the Raiders did have a couple of good opportunities, Jake Morris right in front, but a good save by Eric Berg off the faceoff. Here's Schneider. Moves it ahead out to center ice. Tracy taken out of the play. McCracken comes back to help out, but it's poked away back in the Massena zone. Levac after it. Headmans it to Murphy. Murphy going for Tracy, but it goes by him. Into the zone, back out again to the Massena blue line. Levac again flips it ahead. Picked up there by Brennan, who slides it in the Massena zone. Schneider hits Murphy on the wing to Tracy. Tracy lugs it down the ice. Here comes Tracy going by Brennan. Tracy, oh, he just got hauled down. And no, Tracy picks up the loose puck. Takes it to the blue line. Has it poked away. We're going to have a hit from behind against Massena.
I think it's against Scotty Murphy. Yeah, he's calling him hitting from behind, Tommy Caruso. The Raiders broke out of their own end that time. I was just going to comment, we haven't heard outside on the power play, we haven't heard a lot of their big line of Pat, Tracy, Scotty McCracken, and Scott Murphy. And that line's got to go for the Raiders to be successful.
Oh, that's right.
They've been somewhat contained tonight. They were effective on the power play, but that line has to go for the Raiders to be successful.
We've got Jake Morris coming out along with Jeff Bigelow. And Derek Crouch comes out to center the power play unit. He's out there with Turcotte and Jaffe. Okay, off the face-off, the big defenseman controls it out to center. Oh, they try to split the D, but Bigelow breaks it up back to center ice it comes. Crouch again picks up the puck. He and Morris go together. Here's Turcotte. Across the blue line, centering it through the middle. and it's picked up by Adams. Adams hits his own man in the back. The puck comes free in front. They jam. Finally, poke checked away. I think Adams again. Jake Morris picks it up. We got a 3-on-2. Morris gets by, but has it taken away by Turcotte. Did a good job. Turcotte now just lifts it high in the air, and it bounces to the Massena blue line, and it's dumped right back down the ice by Mike Adams. 45 seconds left in the power play. Turcotte again starts out for Northwood. Here's Turcotte. The drive from inside the blue line bounces right in the slot. Puck's right in front, comes back to the point, and the shot knocked down. That shot taken by the defenseman Nielsen, and McCracken just shifts it out to center ice. Picked up there by Cliff Jones. Jones feeds it over on the other side. Across the blue line, here comes Nielsen. Nielsen gets through, but McCracken lifted his stick. Thompson takes him out of the play. Puck comes to the slot, and here's a chance for Northwood, but couldn't come up with a play as Bloomer goes back to the point to Turcotte. Here's Turcotte. The big drive, knocked down in front, and it's dumped out to center ice. Now Murphy steps out of the box, so Massena kills that one off. Dumped to the Massena blue line. Murphy feeds McCracken. McCracken over skates, comes back with it, goes to Murphy. Murphy to Tracy, across the blue line. Tracy breaking in, feeds back. Murphy shot. Oh, McCracken there, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Now Schneider flips it in behind the net. After this, Nielsen and Murphy go into the boards. The puck slides to Bloomer. Bloomer starts out for the Northwood team. Out to center ice. Right there is Schneider. They dump it right back in Northwood territory as Massena wants to make a line change. In behind Nielsen. Nielsen flips it along at the 45 and out to center ice. Schneider picks up the loose puck, dumps it ahead. Now it's picked up by Northwood. Northwood to the Massena line. Jake Morris steps in front, takes it across. Here's Morris, rubbed into the boards by Nielsen. Nielsen in behind. He and Bigelow jam. Bigelow trying to center it, and it went by Tommy Moore. And back comes Northwood out to center ice. Bloomer to the Massena blue line. Schneider's there to dump it to an open wing. Bigelow breaks. Here comes Tommy Moore. He's got a partial breakaway. Moore shot. And a goal. Good save made by Berg as he got a glove on it. And it went up off the ice surface. So another good chance.
Great pass by Jeff Bigelow. Tommy Moore broke down that left side and got off an excellent shot. Top corner. But Eric Berg, big glove save, deflected it up into the crowd. One thing the Raiders, I'm sure they've learned from the power plays and they've been killing, is that they cannot let Andy Turcotte alone. They can't give that guy any room. He's probably got the hardest shot that I've seen this year.
Off the faceoff, back to the point. Here's Love back, the big drive, knocked down in front. It comes to Davis as the Massena third line out there. Davis back to the point. Adams the drive, deflected right on. The save made by Berg. Now it's Davis in the corner, in behind the net. Gets by a check, trying to slide it through. Fauché comes in to help out. It's kicked around the side by Everhart. Now it's Whitcup after it, along the boards, flipping it into the corner. Now it slides back out to center ice, back into the Massena zone. Back is Mike Adams. Adams with it. Headmans it all the way out to center ice. Went by everybody. Picked up there by Pierce. Back in the Massena zone. Adams stops it. Waits. Hit headman to Fauché. Fauché gets by a check, but he couldn't quite come up with a puck. Now back the other way. Booth takes it across. His drive high over the net. Whistles around the boards. Kept in at the point right in front. Deflected. And Whitcup picks up the loose puck. Whitcup headman to Adams. Adams back to Whitcup. Here's Whitcup sliding it in the zone. Davis races for it in the corner. Looking to center it right across the goal mouth. Nobody there for Massena. And it's picked up by Crouch. We have a whistle. And what are we going to have?
He's got an elbowing call against number 18. He might give him another one.
That's Jim Pierce. And he's going to get the gate again. He's been in there before.
He could give him two. He called the first one, and then Pierce came across and knocked Bobby Whitcup flat again. We'll see if he runs up a double on that or just a single.
Could have gotten a hit after the whistle, I would think.
And he's...
yeah, he gave him a double.
Okay, yeah. No question. He had the first one, and then and Bobby comes up to about his belly button.
If there.
But he doesn't take a backward step.
Big team from Northwood, and they like to use the size.
Yeah, they are. They're much bigger than the Raiders.
Massena with a golden opportunity here. Back to Adams at the point. Adams to Schneider. His drive deflected in front and right on. Berg made no, yes! They score! It got by Berg somehow, and Massena scores right off the bat.
I think it's going to be Scotty McCracken.
Into the power play. They'll still have a minute and a half of power play, as that'll use up the first minor. But that gets Massena back into the game, and Northwood had been taking it to the Raiders pretty much the whole game, David. And with this goal, Massena's back in, at least tied now. And with another power play here, maybe they could take advantage of that.
Let's see if it pumps that life into them. But a nice power play goal, 7 seconds. They worked it back, shot from the point, as we've seen so many times this year. And that traffic in front, Scotty McCracken, Pat Tracy, Scott Murphy. Here comes the
official. McCracken gets the goal. Schneider took the shot, and Mike Adams fed him the puck. So McCracken from Schneider and Adams. That's one thing Northwood does do when they're killing penalties. They give up the blue line.
Yes, they do.
Okay, back the other way. Massena on the power play. The puck slides into the zone. Jim Fowler after it. He's got Murphy on him. Murphy takes him into the boards. The puck comes back to the point by way of Tracy. Here's Adams' drive right on. The save made. Puck kicks off into the corner. Poke check back to the point. Adams, did he keep it in? Nice job. Here's Mike Adams now, sliding it in behind, and Murphy takes it behind the net. Bouncing puck, trying to control it. Goes back to the blue line. Schneider right back around to Murphy. Murphy feeds it to Tracy. Tracy in behind, looks to wrap it. Backhander knocked down. And the puck picked up, but poked away by McCracken. Massena now trying to buzz a little bit here. Puck comes back along the boards. Adams pokes at it. Murphy's shot knocked down. Bouncing puck, and trying to get it out of there is Crouch. He can't. Puck along the boards finally. It's poke checked out to center ice. And Mike Adams picks it up. Now the puck slides back into the zone. Back to pick it up is Fowler for Northwood. Fowler now gets by Murphy. Murphy trying to control it, and it's out down the ice again. So Massena with 20 seconds of power play left. Picked up by Thompson, trying to clear the zone. He didn't get it out of there, and the puck dumped in behind. Now Mike Adams with it. Adams feeds it across to Thompson. Thompson circles back. Now backhands it ahead. And here come the Raiders. Back Fauché. Fauché trying to go ahead. Poked away. He follows it. Has it knocked down. Penalty is up. But Jake Morris steals the puck. Here's Morris trying to feed Fauché. Bigelow gets a shot right on. And the save is made by Eric Berg. And Bigelow got Fauché got railed for his efforts.
Textbook forechecking by that Raider line of Tracy, McCracken, and Murphy, the last shift out there in the power play. First man in takes the Northwood defenseman. Second man picks up the puck. Beautiful job.
Okay, the Jake Morris line will go out now. And let's see here. Who do we have coming out? It's going to be John Booth's line for Northwood. 1-1 tie here on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. 3:48 left, period 2. Off the faceoff, Tommy Moore flips it in behind. David Everhart around the boards, and it goes out to center ice as Timmy Thompson went after. I don't know what he went after, but the puck comes bouncing back to Moore. He got sandwiched. Trying to come up with the puck, Jake Morris has got it. Morris drops it to Thompson. Thompson, head man, goes off Moore's stick and deep in the territory of Northwood. In behind, Bigelow gets railed, goes after the puck, still fighting for it behind the net. They jam for it. Where is it? Bigelow. Back to the point. Thompson on the fly, deflected right on. Save made. Now Morris. Morris at the circle. Looks to get the shot off. Right on the rebound. Poked back down the ice by Northwood. It's going to slide far enough for icing. Yes, it does. It didn't go very fast, but fast enough. And that'll move the face-off back. The goal does seem to have lifted Massena's spirits a bit.
Yes, it has. Good shift out there for that Morris-Bigelow-Moore line that time. Again, we got a couple of grinders on the wings and a real smoothie in the middle, but that's what they have to do to be successful. And both Tommy Moore and Jeff Bigelow throwing their weight around up inside and creating a lot of problems.
Grinders. That's what we used to call subs when I lived in Plattsburgh. Grinders. Face-off left side, Northwood territory. Tracy's line out there against the Crouch line. Off the draw, right in the slot. McCracken shot right on the save. The rebound bouncing around, but it's poke checked by the Northman down the ice. And it goes far enough for icing again. And Bruce DeRushy in the game, isn't he?
He's always in the game. It means a lot to the team. He, as we mentioned before, he's confidence this year is the name of the game for him. It just oozes right out of his ears. He really is a big lift for his club. He's playing exceptionally well. And last week, the MVP of the Massena tournament.
Well, this Northwood team is one of the best teams I've seen this year. Of course, the best team I've seen plays about 15 miles from here. But we'll see them in a couple of weeks. Off the face-off, Puck in behind. Murphy steals the puck. Murphy gets by a check. Well, he didn't quite make it. The puck did. And it's controlled. Well, Pat Tracy gets a piece of it. Flips it in behind. McCracken centers it right in the slot, but Pat Tracy couldn't find the handle. And now Northwood breaks it out of there. Cliff Jones. Here comes Jones. Dumps to an open wing, and it's picked up by Schneider. Around the boards for Murphy. Murphy looking for a center man. Goes out to center ice. Goes by everybody. And McCracken tracing it down in the center. Centers it to Tracy. Knocked down. And the puck bouncing around. Picked up there by Andy Jaffe. Now Tracy tomahawks it. Bounces to the boards. In front of the benches to the Massena blue line. Murphy comes back. Here comes Murphy. Gets by one. Murphy fakes a shot, goes to McCracken, who just slides it in. Massena wants to make a line change here as it's dumped back down the ice by Northwood again. They got it. No, they're going to wave icing off as it goes to the side of the net. So Schneider picks it up, feeds Mike Adams. Adams out to center ice, goes by Moore. Ooh, good chance there. And goes in behind. They're going to call that icing. How about that? Icing will move the faceoff back into the Massena zone as the defenseman for Northwood, Jim Pierce, could have picked that puck up, but he let it go. And normally they wave it off when that happens, but not in that case.
Tommy Moore really working hard out there, and the Raiders coaching staff mentioned this week in practice they're working with all the Raiders, but especially Tommy and Jeff on some skill work with the puck, cutting around the defenseman, things like that. But he's a huckster.
Off the faceoff, Morris's line against the Ori line goes to Bigelow. Bigelow trying to clear the zone. He just gets it out, but it's controlled by Ori. Ori and Morris jam. Ori takes it across, gets a shot. The save made, and the puck cleared into the corner by number 4, Brian Levac, and he leads the attack. Head man to Bigelow across the blue line. Bigelow trying to slide it through to Tommy Moore breaking, but it's knocked down. Back the other way. Here comes Crowley. Crowley's back pass intercepted Morris. Morris back the other way. 1-on-2. Whistle. And there's an injured player down in behind. I don't believe they called a penalty, did they?
I don't think so. Yes, he did. He's calling a roughing penalty, looks like, against...
I didn't see that one at all. Levac is going to get called.
No, I didn't see it either, but Jeff Crowley, when where 21 was down on the ice, I didn't see the...
Well, anyway, Levac gets the call for roughing, and so that'll be Massena's man disadvantage for the remainder of the period on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. It's 1-1. Good hockey game.
The tide had started to turn the last few minutes in favor of the Raiders. They had the momentum. We'll see if this penalty will kind of cool them off.
Now, what Massena wants to do now is just kill off the remainder of this period. Okay, off the faceoff. Cliff Jones, big defenseman. He is huge. Picks it up, flips it ahead to Jaffe. Jaffe loses it, but Jones follows up. Jones across the blue line, poked away by Schneider. McCracken whacks at it. He can't control it. Comes to Turcotte. Fakes the shot, gets it right in front. Shot hit the side of the net. Puck whipped around the boards. Comes back. Here's Turcotte again. Turcotte goes right out to the top of the circle. Now flips it into the corner. After it there is Crouch. Crouch loses. Oh, McCracken just poke-checked it out to center ice. Nice play by Scotty as he went sprawling, but he made the play. Now Turcotte circles around at his own blue line. Flips it ahead for Jones. Loses. Tracy. And Tracy trying to flip it down the ice. Finally found the handle. We're down to 20 seconds left. Now it's Matt Nielsen. Nielsen across the blue. Well, he didn't make it across. Well, he did, but the puck didn't. And now Crouch circles. Here comes Crouch. Takes it across. Top of the slot. The shot. The save to Rushy. And he holds on for the face-off with 9 seconds left in the period.
I'll tell you, the Raiders are fortunate. They have two of the best tandem penalty-killing units in the league, I believe. Pat Tracy and Scotty McCracken, and along with Scotty Murphy, he works in there too. But Tracy McCracken works so well, and then on that other unit, Jake Morris and Jeff Bigelow, the same way. In fact, they're so aggressive and work so well. When they're killing a penalty, they're an offensive threat too.
Okay, we've got 9 seconds remaining in the second period, still tied at 1 on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. 27 seconds left in the man advantage. And let's see here.
Big face-off, Jerry, as we said, always big face-off, 9 seconds. Pat Tracy, Captain Pat Tracy on the draw. He wins it again.
Booth. It comes back to the point. Here's a drive. Wow, way over the net. 5 seconds. Back to the point. Here's Jones. Oh, deflected just wide. Puck goes into the corner. Whoa, that would have been dangerous, but it goes wide. Massena keeps him out. So the period ends tied like the first period, only both teams have scored 1 here in the second period. So again, a 1-1 tie after 2 periods of play, and it's been a rough one here at the arena.
That situation right there, a very close call back to the point, and Jeff Booth standing right in front, and Timmy Thompson was right next to him. Timmy was being a spectator. What he had to do right there was just tie Mr. Booth up, so get that stick up in the air so he couldn't deflect that, move him out of there, especially with 5 seconds. And Pat Tracy won that faceoff. The Raiders should have cleared the zone, actually.
What happened was Tracy won the faceoff, came to Bigelow. He tried to slide it out, but the defenseman, I think it was Cliff Jones, came over and stopped it because I guess Jeff didn't put enough mustard on it to get it out.
Much more enjoyable period, though. Instead of all those penalties, I know what we have. Joey's got only 3 penalties that period and 2 goals. Much more enjoyable up and down hockey, into the flow of the game, and I enjoyed that period immensely.
A lot better than the first period, that's for sure. Went a lot quicker than the first period, too. So he played 2 periods now. Massena will be down for 18 seconds to start the third. We're all tied up at a goal apiece.
Game, it's not going to count in the standings. You're not going to get the big 2 points, but I think both Billy and Stan want that win. And I'm looking forward. I'm really excited about that. And that's, for all the fans out there, that's going to be on the 20th, I think, Friday night down at Salmon. Really looking forward to it.
And that's going to be a 6 o'clock start. It was originally scheduled for 7, but we've got a doubleheader that night with a hockey from Massena and Potsdam College basketball. So it's moved back an hour to 6 o'clock. Our thanks to the coach for doing that for us. It was very nice of him.
Well, I'll tell you, you get there early if you want a seat, because I'm sure there's going to be a big crowd, and we asked Billy to make sure that he saved a couple seats for us.
Yeah, we'll be up on the old scaffold, Dave.
Okay. I promise to Sandy, I won't say anything about the size of the players' boxes down to Salmon. Sandy, if you're out there listening, I won't mention that.
We got a big week next week, busy week. On Monday, Potsdam College basketball. On Tuesday, Massena hockey at the Bay. On Wednesday, Massena hockey here. On Thursday, Massena Red Raider basketball against OFA. And on Friday, Massena at Watertown. On Saturday, Salmon River game as they host Alex Bay. So I've got something every night next week. Oh, well, it's fun.
Jerry, we had alluded to that Andy Turcotte is the only North Country player on this Northwood team.
Okay, and we're underway here. Here's a quick shot right off the face-off almost. And a save is made by DeRushy. Puck in the Massena zone. Crouch gets taken out of the play. It flips behind. Jaffe after it. Here's Jaffe looking to wrap it around the other way. Goes back to Turcotte. Turcotte top of the circle. Turcotte skates it. The big drive. Ouch. He hit Adams in the back with that one. Here's another shot deflected wide as still on the power play. Now the power play is up as Levac comes out. He's going to come to the bench. So, in effect, a few more seconds of power play. They center it, but it goes across from Crouch. He can't control it. Massena controls Adams. Lifts it. Doesn't get it out. Back to the point. Here's a shot. DeRushy kicks that one into the corner with a stick, and it's picked up by Jaffe. Jaffe back to the blue line. He leaves it for Crouch. Crouch flips it in the corner. Here's Turcotte all by himself, takes it out in front. He can't get the shot. In fact, Crouch took it away from him. Now the puck back to Turcotte. Turcotte gets by Tracy, takes it in the slot, backhander, score. What a goal.
That wasn't off the forehand, that was off the backhand. Number 16, Andy Turcotte. He almost shoots as hard with the backhand as he does the forehand. But the Raiders, when Brian Levac came out of the penalty box, he went to the bench, and Northwood was applying a lot of pressure at the time, and I feel that he should have gone into the defensive zone and acted as a forward and possibly, helped to get the puck out. But he elected to go to the bench, and maybe this is what Coach Moore wanted. Big goal for the Northwood.
What that, in effect, did was give them a few more seconds of power play.
And even though you got a man back that it was full strength, but the Raiders were running around at the time, hadn't set up. I think he should have elected to go back in the zone.
So it's 2-1 on the Corky's Collision scoreboard for Northwood. And Bigelow tries to slide it ahead. Intercepted. Thompson follows. Dumps it in the zone. Picked up there by Jim Pierce. Pierce flips it out to center ice. Post is there to Morris. Morris has it taken away. Bouncing puck. Picked up there by Bigelow. Bigelow takes it to Morris. Here comes Jake trying to slide it to Bigelow. And the puck goes into the corner. Bouncing around. It comes to Crowley. Crowley slides it. Does he get it out? It bounces at the blue line. Comes out. Morris whacks at it. Finally, it's picked up there by Ori. Ori across the blue line. Trying to take it in the corner right in front. And the puck slides free. And DeRushy pounces on it. But the net gets knocked off its moorings anyway. And we've got an injured player down, and again, it's Northwood on the ice. I think that is Jason Orey who's down.
Might be number 25, Jeff Bloomer.
You're right.
Jason Orey made a nice shift. He deked two Raiders left and right out of their skates. But Jeff Bloomer coming in from that far side, trying to pick up the rebound, crashed heavily into the goal post. And again, he's being tended to. The Northwood trainer is out there right now, and he took a novel whack on the kidneys when he hit that goal post. You know, a few years ago, Jerry, when they had the pins in there, used to slide put the net on the pins, and when you went into that goal post, it didn't give. Today, with the magnetic pins, it releases quite easily, and this has been a great innovation, a great safety innovation in the game of hockey, having those magnetic pins versus the old pins.
Well, on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, Northwood leads it 2-1. Again, Turcotte. He's a good one. He gets the goal on the backhand.
Yes, and we mentioned Brian, and last week we aged him a year. He's only a freshman. I call him a sophomore. He's only a freshman, an outstanding prospect, and these are things that he'll pick up along the way. I remember last year he made this club as an 8th grader, which was outstanding. There's not too many 8th graders that make the Massena High School varsity hockey team. And he went through a bout with his back. He had some problems. His mom was telling me he was in a body cast for a good part of the summer. But
now the injured player, Jeff Bloomer, I guess he's going to go to the dressing room.
He's kind of holding that left side, whether we said maybe a rib, maybe it's a shoulder, taking him right to the dressing room, and he looks like he's in some discomfort. Big goal, power play goal. We'll get the time on that one. Let me see. Joey just handing over the sheet.
101.
101. Yep. Turcotte from number 20, Jaffe. A nice goal. And one thing about Andy Turcotte, he's got the shot, and he looks to shoot, too. I think everything is he's the catalyst on that power play. It's everything runs off of him. But he has the big shot, impressed us with the forehand, and impressed us with the backhand, too.
Nice backhand goal over Bruce DeRushie's shoulder. And apparently the faceoff is going to move outside the zone, which means the Northwood must have knocked the net off. So Jake Morris out there with his line mates, and Orey. I imagine that'll mean Brennan's going to have to move up, play a wing. Off the faceoff. Comes to post. Backhands it ahead. Moore trying to feed it out to Bigelow. Bigelow knocked down. The puck comes back to the Massena line. Thompson has it poked away. Orey picks it off his stick and circles back into Massena territory. Here's Orey trying to slide it through, taken out of the play. There's going to be a penalty on Tommy Post. He's going to be called for holding.
Yes, he did. He put the clutch on him, no question. Number 22, Jason Orey, was going to the outside. I thought Tommy had played him fairly well, but all of a sudden, Jason Orey just right off his feet. Tommy put the clutch right on him. Good call by Mike Miller.
So now it's going to be another power play for Northwood with 12:54 remaining in the third period. And on the scoreboard, the Northwood team leads it 2-1.
You notice where number 16 is this time. He's got him up at center.
Okay. Off the face-off. Here's the shot right in front. That shot taken by Crouch and the save made by Bruce DeRushie, and he covers it up as he had Andy Jaffe right side by side.
I guess Andy Turcotte can do everything. He beat probably one of the best face-off men in the league, Pat Tracy. Beat him cleanly that time.
Well, they'll do it again. See what happens here. Yep, he wins it again. Back to the point it comes. Here's a drive. The save made. McCracken whacks at it, and it goes off Crouch. Crouch coming back, picking up at the blue line. He flips it over on the other side for Cliff Jones. Jones winds. His shot bounces. Side of the net. Sharp angle shot in behind. Thompson picks it up and flips it, but it's kept in there by the defenseman, Nielsen. Nielsen, no, that time he didn't. Well, I guess he did keep it in, but Massena gets it out. The crowd didn't think it stayed in either, but now it does come out. What did you think? Well, never mind. The puck comes back to the blue line. Tracy just flips it to center ice. Turcotte is there. Here's Turcotte taken away by Tracy. Now McCracken gets knocked down. And again, the puck flipped down the ice. That one just died like a dead quail as it hit. Picked up there by Nielsen. Nielsen to Turcotte as McCracken took him out of the play. Now Turcotte at the blue line, 30 seconds. Slides one right on. DeRushy makes the save. And we'll have a face-off in the Massena zone. Crowd starting to get on the officials a little bit here.
Yeah, I think the official on the back official, the other official was down low where he should have been. The back official wasn't on the line, and he lost. He wasn't in good position to make the call. Number 11, Massena, Scotty McCracken. I think if King Kong came out there with skates on the opposition, Scotty would take a shot at it. He just railed. I don't know what number it was. A big Northwood player knocked him flat.
Puck goes in behind the net. Picked up by Northwood, right in front. Booth shot, knocked down. I think a defenseman got a piece of that. And Jake Morris trying to clear the zone. It comes to Bigelow, and he lifts it down the ice. About 10 seconds left in the power play. Back there is Turcotte. I take that back. That was Jim Pierce. He flips it all the way down the ice. That'll be an icing call against Northwood. And there's another hit. A little late.
Number 7, Brett Schneider. Brett made he decided to be the official as well as a player out there. He felt that he was being held on the play, and he was appealing to the official who wasn't calling it. In his mind, he didn't think it was a penalty, and Brett proceeded to lose sight of the puck, and it was still in the Raiders' zone. Brett's got to realize he can't play and officiate too.
2 seconds left in the power play. Face-off in the zone of Northwood. Off the draw. The puck comes to Everhart. Moves it out. Bigelow dumps it right back in. Delay offsides. Massena gets across. Here comes Bigelow, centering it right in front. Moore can't get the shot off. He's a little deep. Goes back to the point. Mike Adams. Adams lifts it into the corner. Whoops, a little bit too high. Went up into the stands. And the face-off will move outside. 11:08 left to go in the third period. Corky's Collision scoreboard says 2-1 Northwood.
Tommy just spot that, you got to have around that net. Got to have real soft hands, and he boxed that one a little bit just off the side of the crease. Who would have been able to control it? He had a glorious scoring opportunity.
So now the Fauché line coming out. Ori is out there as well with his two wingers. Gorman will move up to play wing along with Jeff Crowley. Off the face-off. Puck bounces to the Massena blue line, jumped over Adams, and Mike has to come back after it, in behind the net. Flips it around the boards for Davis. Davis controls it out to center ice. Davis flipping it ahead for Fauché, goes by him, in behind, picked up there by Everhart. And there's a penalty on Northwood as Fauché got knocked down by Jim Pierce.
We have those categories, good penalties, questionable penalties, and real bad penalties, and that one falls for number 18, Jim Pierce, a real bad penalty. Away from the play, and he just dumped, I think it was Bobby Whitcup, and I'm sure Coach Broderick of the Northwood team is going to be upset about that one. But this will give the Raiders a chance. We played just a little under 5 minutes, and the Raiders down 2-1.
So Massena goes back on the power play here. Pat Tracy will take the face-off with his line mates out there. Off the draw, back to Thompson at the point. Thompson flips to Tracy in the slot, and he fanned on the shot. Back to the point. Thompson, he takes a shot. Oh, knocked down right in front. Puck sits there, bounces high in the air, and it goes off the ice surface. Pat Tracy had a golden opportunity all by himself, about 10 feet from the net, and he just missed the puck.
Yeah, he spun around, and just at the last second, he was out probably, as you say, 10, 15 feet, and just spun around, and the puck rolled off the end of his stick. Glorious scoring opportunity.
Tracy will face it off again against Ori. Face off right side, Northwood territory. On the Corky's Collision scoreboard, Northwood leads 2-1. 10:36 left third period. Off the draw, back to the point. Mike Adams. Adams flips it to Murphy. Murphy in the corner, trying to go to McCracken. He's intercepted, and it's dumped down the ice by Cliff Jones. Puck comes in behind. Thompson picks it up. Flips it around. Ori steals it. Thompson follows. Whoa, boy, he almost fell. Now he flips it ahead, and it goes off Tracy's stick down into the zone of Northwood. Murphy trying to throw a check in behind on the defenseman Nielsen. Puck slides free. Nielsen falls on top of it, and the puck comes free to Murphy. Centering pass back to the point. Here's a shot. Thompson, way wide, bouncing puck. Pat Tracy takes a whack at it. Back at the point, shot. Oh, and there's going to be a penalty, and I think it's going to go against Northwood. Interference against, I think, Matt Nielsen.
It is an interference call. We'll pick up the number. It's against Northwood. The puck came back to the point that time. Timmy Thompson one-timed it. There was a big melee in front. Timmy, at that time, I possibly should have controlled the puck and could have skated in another probably 15, 20 feet, but he one-timed it and shot it just wide.
So the Raiders, with their third two-man advantage in this hockey game, they've yet to score.
Now you notice the Raider defensemen are flip-flopping. Just a second ago, Timmy Thompson was on the right side. Now he shifted over to the left side, and Mike Adams has come to the right side.
Off the face-off, puck goes right in front, and the save is made on Fauché, as Fauché's out on the wing along with Morris and Bigelow. 30 seconds in the first penalty, and a minute 27 in the other. They'll move the face-off over on the other side. Thompson and Adams are the point men. I imagine just giving that first unit a chance to rest here for a moment. You know, he wants to get him back. Morris wins the draw. Back to Adams. Adams over to Thompson. Thompson trying to center right front. Morris shot. What a save. Nice save by Berg as he gets back. Back to the point it comes. Adams to Thompson. Thompson trying to slide it through right in front. The shot knocked down. Back to Adams at the point. Adams flips to Thompson. Thompson the drive, and he fired it way over the net. Puck around the boards. Adams. Adams keeps it in. Goes to Morris. 4 seconds of the two-man advantage. Thompson the drive, knocked down in front. They jam for it. Puck comes wide, and they lose it again. And Northwood's going to have a breakaway. Here comes Derek Crouch breaking in on DeRushy. Crouch gets knocked down from behind, but Adams did a heck of a job to knock him down, tripping the call.
We'll go with the categories. I'd put that one in the category of a good penalty. Mike Adams hustling back. The Raiders pinched down on the offensive blue line. The defenseman missed the puck and created a 2-on-none break for Northwood. And Mike Adams hustling back, made a great recovery, dove and threw the Northwood player off, and he wasn't able to get off a good shot. That's a good penalty. But the Raiders, just prior to that, were working their power play really well, bringing it back to the point. He'd slide it over to the point on the weak side who would drop down, and he either would elect to shoot if he had a good angle, and if the Northwood defense shifted over, they'd slide that diagonal pass down to the wing on the far side who had the wide-open net. They really worked it well.
So now we got 4-on-4. Turcotte's going to take the face-off against Tracy. Off the draw. Tracy wins this one, goes to Schneider, who flips it around on the other side. McCracken racing for it, and the puck comes in behind. Oh, hard check thrown there. Schneider. Whoa, Schneider trying to feed it ahead to Tracy. He takes it, doesn't get it out. Now he gets it out and follows it. Here comes Tracy. He's got McCracken with him. Takes it across, gets upended, and the puck slides free. Picked up by Cliff Jones. Jones can't get it out of the zone. It comes around in behind the net. Back there is Jim Fowler. Stolen by Schneider. Schneider trying to center it, but it's intercepted by Jaffe, and Jaffe breaks back 1-on-2. Jaffe just kind of fell down. Post can't get it out of there. Puck whistling around. They got a man back out. Here comes Tracy. Tracy's got a break, and he gets hauled down. The puck comes free. Here comes Tommy Post. Breaking in the shot. Save made by goaltender Berg, and the whistle blows. And Tracy would have had a breakaway. He got tripped. They called a delay penalty. Tommy Post picked up the puck and went in and got a good shot.
I'll tell you, both teams were guilty on two previous of getting over anxious up in an offensive zone. I don't know. I looked down and all four of the Northwood players, all five of the Northwood players were pinched up inside of the top of the circle. And as you said, Pat Tracy, a clear breakaway, and Andy Turcotte hustling back. Good penalty, took his feet out from under him. And in the melee, they both went down. The puck came loose, and out of the crowd came Tommy Post barreling down on Eric Berg. Tommy got off a good shot. Eric Berg was equal to the task. Big save.
Okay, so now we got 4-on-4 plus the goalies for 40 seconds. Then Massena will go back on the power play. This is kind of like the first period almost.
Yes, but it's exciting. The crowd's really into it now.
I guess so. Off the face-off, puck won by Northwood. They break it out of there. Jason Ori breaks by the defense, offsides, I believe is what the call is. Yeah, that's what Tommy Caruso called, right at the line. And that'll move the face-off back out again.
Jason Ori, impressive little hockey player. He's got possesses a good shot. Stocky, not too tall, but he knows how to play the game.
One thing about this Northwood club, they are tough.
Yeah, they
hard to knock off the puck.
They are.
Off the face-off, puck comes to Post. Post flips it to Schneider. Schneider headman to Morris. Jake breaks by the defense. Here comes Morris, left side, the shot, score!
Jake Morris, we've seen him do that before. He just shifted into gear. He left that defenseman, I think number 18, Jim Pierce, standing flat-footed, picked it up in the neutral zone, just shifted into another gear and blew by number 18, Jimmy Pierce, cut in, dropped the right shoulder, cut in sharply. Nice shot to the low, right, a low shot along the ice to the glove side, just inside the post. Beautiful goal by Jake Morris.
Eric Berg didn't even move. So it's 2-2 with 8 minutes even left. I wish we could get a mic behind us here. I'm hearing out of the back of my ear here some interesting comments. I don't know, maybe I wouldn't want a mic back there. Okay, we've got Morris out there to face it off against Ori. This time, here comes the big guy, Ori breaking through. Can't get the shot off, though. It sits in the slot, and Bigelow breaks it back the other way. Now it's Bigelow's turn. Gets by. Whoa, he got knocked down. Good check. And the puck comes back into the corner, back out to center ice. Now Morris trying to run a little interference. The puck comes to Ori. Ori gets by the defense. It comes right in front, and a lot of traffic in front. Nobody can control it. Now, Massena goes back on the power play here as the puck comes over to Tommy Post. Post feeds Bigelow. Bigelow loses it, dumped right back in the zone, hit Morris, comes right back to Bigelow. Bigelow goes down 1-on-3, gets by the defenseman. Here comes Bigelow, backhander, right across the goal mouth. And Pat Tracy picks up the loose puck. Here's Tracy in the corner now, has it taken away. Puck dumped down the ice, out to center ice, and it's Murphy. Murphy waits, takes it across. Here's Murphy, shifting right in front, feeds Tracy. Tracy circles. 15 seconds of power play. His shot deflected. By Murphy. Right on. The save, the rebound, bouncing in the corner. Murphy can't control it. Back to the blue line. Thompson can't keep it in there. He almost committed a sin again. Now the puck dumped right back in the zone. Penalty is up. And we're even Steven as the whistle blows for the offside. And so with 6:45 left, it's 2-2.
Scotty Murphy that time, a deflection with his back to the goalie.
Yeah.
Pat Tracy from out the top of the circle golfed one in there, nice low shot, and Scotty, as I said, with his back to the play, redirected the puck, and Eric Berg had to come up big.
So it's tied at 2 on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. Faceoff will move back on the intentional offside into the Massena zone.
That last goal, the 7-minute mark, Jake Morris from Tommy Post and Brett Schneider.
Off the faceoff, here's a shot by Ori, blocked, and Adams breaks out. Adams has it poked away. And following is McCracken. McCracken whacks at it. It goes in behind the net, picked up by Everhart. Around the boards, Everhart trying to hit the winger. Coming back for it is Jaffe. Jaffe starts out for Northwood. Here's Jaffe just flipping it in behind the Massena net. Garashi kind of fell down, but he leaves it for Adams. Flips it around for Murphy. Murphy lets it go. Comes back to the point. Kept in there. Everhart shot to... what a glove save! Puck comes in the slot, and jumping on it is goaltender Garashi.
Bruce was going from his left to his right across the crease because that's where the shot was going. It was deflected in front, back to his left, and I don't know how he made that save, but the left arm up there, the left hand, picked it out of the air. Great save by Bruce DeRushy. And I'll tell you, you don't know how difficult that is when you're going across the crease one direction, having to come back the other. Big save by Bruce.
Okay, the booth line coming out now for Northwood and for Massena, the Fauché line. This third line has not gotten as much playing time as usual because of the many penalties. Off the faceoff, Davis flips it ahead for Whitcup. Whitcup back to Davis out to center ice. He's taken off the play. And the puck dumped right back in. Now a little pushing and shoving. And what are they going to have? A penalty. Roughing.
Is he asking for a puck possibly?
Well, he's lucky he didn't get called for roughing, I'll tell you.
Yeah, he could have been. Yeah.
He kind of was grinding the old helmet into the ice there. The Massena winger. Dodged a bullet right there. Off the face. The puck bounces into Northwood territory. Matt Nielsen with it. Nielsen just flips it down the ice. That'll be an icing call against Northwood and move the face-off back into Northwood zone. I think we'll have a line change here, perhaps. Maybe not.
Okay, we've got 5:52, 2-2 ball game. Both clubs want to be conscious. This is where you have to, tell your players, okay, let's not be pinching unless you're absolutely sure that you're going to come up with that puck. Let's not give them any 2-on-1s at this stage of the ball game. Let's play good, solid defensive hockey. Get it out of our own end and let the other team make the mistake.
Okay, face off. Fauché wins the draw. Levac, the big drive. Nice save. Back kick to the point. Schneider can't keep it in. It flips out to center ice. Low, Levac took a whack at it, missed it. Breaking in the zone. Here's a chance right in front. Big save. And the rebound goes into the corner as Duroshi comes up big again. Puck along the boards. Davis after it. He can't control it. Comes free right in front. They poke at it. Fauché finally controls it and moves it to center ice. Nice play. Here's Davis racing for it, but getting back is Nielsen, and he comes up with a puck. Nielsen and Davis in behind. Now stepping into it as Whitcup gets a piece of it. Now Nielsen again. Hard check thrown. Picked up by Whitcup. Whitcup trying to slide back to the point. Whoa. Puck poking around. Finally, it's controlled there by Booth, and he dumps it, and Duroshi makes the save. Leaves it for Schneider. Schneider whips it around the boards. It's intercepted. Picked up by Fowler. Back to the point. The shot knocked down. Here comes Davis. Davis feeding Fauché. Fauché just flips it as they want to make a line change. That third line's been out there for a long time.
They were out there too long, yep.
Now the puck in the zone. Back out to center ice. Hard check thrown there by Adams. And what happened was the door of the penalty box opened. That's what the whistle was for. So the faceoff will come probably right at the red line. Now at the spot just outside the Massena zone. We're down to 4:40 left in the third period. On the Corky's Collision scoreboard, it's all tied at 2. Good game here at the arena tonight.
Excellent ball game. I thought maybe Northwood might lose a step in this third period with all the pounding they were throwing out and being off the 3 weeks, but they haven't lost too much.
Nope.
Both goaltenders coming up big here.
Off the face-off, Moore gets knocked down, drops the puck back on the Massena defense out to center ice. Right back to the Massena line, bouncing around Bigelow. Circles, trying to gain control. Back pass goes by everybody to the Northwood blue line. Here comes Morris trying to follow it in the zone. He gets upended. Puck comes free to Bigelow. Back and score! Oh, Jeff Bigelow! Johnny on the spot to pick up the loose puck in the slot. Backhander right through the legs of Berg, and Massena takes their first lead of the game, 3-2.
That line, all year long they work and work and work. They haven't come up with probably as many goals as they felt they should have. They've had a lot of opportunities, but it's created because they work and forecheck, and that's what happened that time. And Jake Morris and Tommy Moore, a lot of work on that, making Northwood cough off the puck, came out in front, and Jeff Bigelow, a little backhander, didn't have a lot on it, but just up over the shoulder of Eric Berg. Big goal. This Raider club, they don't know what it means to quit. They've been down before. They don't quit. They keep coming back at you, and that's what I really like about them. They come back, and they've got confidence in themselves that they can come back at any situation.
Off the face-off, the Morris line stays out there. Now Tommy Post throws a check, and there's some pushing and shoving going on right in front of the Northwood bench. The two line mates did pick up the assists on that, Moore and Jake Morris. So what do we have here? A face-off right at the red line now.
We'll give you official on that, 10:48. Jeff Bigelow from Tommy Moore and Jake Morris.
All right, the Pat Tracy line comes out. We're down to 4:15 left in the third period. 3-2. Massena leading by Singleton on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. And off the face-off, Murphy takes a whack at it. Oh, he just got railed. Elbow to the head. The puck bouncing around. You think at this stage of the game, the puck's still in the Massena zone, it'd have to be pretty flagrant to be called. That was pretty flagrant.
It certainly
puck
was.
Around the boards. Comes to McCracken. He just slides it, doesn't get it out of the zone. Kept in by Turcotte. Turcotte trying to slide it through, bouncing. Where is it? We have a whistle. And they're going to move the face-off outside the zone, I believe.
Yeah, they're claiming that Turcotte caused the stoppage of play. He did. The puck was under him, but Massena's got to keep an eye on him. I know Northwood will be looking to him with his big shot. But, again, we've said it many times before. You don't need to. 3-2 is just as good as 10-2. Good, solid defensive hockey here now.
Off the face-off. Brad Tracy can't control it. It's flipped back in the Massena zone. Mike Adams with it. Adams flips around for McCracken. Scotty comes up with it, just lofts it down the ice. That's going to go right on the goalie. So it's no icing, and he has to cover it up as Pat Tracy was racing in on him. Scotty McCracken and Mike Adams, I think, have both had outstanding games here this evening. Adams has really been solid on defense. He's getting better every game.
He's come to the fore. He had a super series at the Christmas tournament, and he's really coming on strong, as you mentioned, Jerry. Impressive. But there's something about this Raider team, the togetherness. You know, they believe that they're never out of a ball game, and it starts right back there with big number one and the pipes, and on out with the defense.
Here's Adams, shot from the point, knocked down, puck in the slot, they jam, Whitcomb, and the goalie jumps out and comes on top of it, Eric Berg, as a little nonchalant there by Northwood almost cost him.
And this is what I like, too. Here are the Raiders back, 3:20. Coach Moore's got that third unit out there showing them, hey, we got confidence in you, fellas. Go out there and protect that lead. Even though if they're short-shifted, they are making a change now, but that shows confidence in them.
They kept the puck down to the Northwood end. Okay, Morris right back out there to take the face-off. Goes in behind. Picked up by David Everhart. Everhart around the board. Stolen by Bigelow. Shot right on. The save made. Puck goes in the corner. Whipped around the boards as Northwood tries to get it out of there. Rasico out to center ice. Schneider feeds it ahead. Morris gets a piece of it, flipped away from him. Schneider over to Adams. 3 minutes left. And the puck backhanded back into Northwood territory. In behind the net it comes. Hard check thrown as the puck comes back to Schneider. He just flips it in the corner. Bigelow after it. Jeff trying to center it. Hits the back of the net. Now Mike Adams goes into the corner, goes after it. In behind Bigelow now. Bigelow flips it by. Tommy Moore has it in behind. Moore trying to go back to Bigelow. Jeffrey goes after it in the corner. In behind. The puck still in there. They jam in the corner. And where is it? Bigelow whacks at it back to Schneider. Schneider flips it around the boards again. Now Adams in on the corner. Feeds it in behind. Here's Tommy Moore. Moore jams for it. Flips it free. Finally picked up by John Booth, the center man. He moves it out to center ice. Comes to Schneider. Schneider off the glass. Moves it back. Here comes Booth. Across the blue line. Gets it away from Morris. Gets a shot. Save. A good one. And the puck comes in the corner. Ori after it. Has it taken away by Adams. For Schneider on the other side. Schneider gets it out to center ice. It comes to Cliff Jones. Minute 50 left to play here. Across the blue line. Offsides.
That line of Jake Morris, Jeff Bigelow, and Tommy Moore simply contained Northwood in for probably a good minute and 10 seconds, if not longer, up in the that forechecking system they had. Just had Northwood completely bottled up and baffled. Great job by Jake Morris, Tommy Moore, and Jeff Bigelow.
1:51 remaining to go in the third period. Massena 3-2 ahead on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. Pat Tracy's line back out. Jay Cott's going to take the face-off. Off the draw. Puck controlled by Murphy. He just flips it ahead into the Northwood zone. Back after it is Crouch, the center man. Off the boards, comes out to Thompson. Thompson whacks it right across the blue line back in, delayed offsides. Taking it out is Jones. Jones loses to Murphy. Here's Murphy trying to get by the check. He just got hauled down. They're going to have to call offsides there. Yeah.
All the Raiders want to do right now is like protecting this lead. If unless they've got a clear-cut 2-on-1, just dump that puck. Send one man up in there to forecheck. Coming out of your own end, you don't have to come out clean. If you're under pressure, you can't find anybody, dump it, take an icing, whatever. But good, solid defensive hockey.
3-2, Massena leads here. 1:29 left in the third period. Jake Morris out there to face it off against Derek Crouch. And I think Northwood wants a timeout.
And we'll be looking with 1:29. Probably Coach Tommy Broderick want to give instructions to Eric Berg what time to pull him. 1:29 left. If it gets around that minute mark, or the Northwood gets the puck up into the Raiders' end, which I'm sure this is what Coach Broderick is telling them. Let's get the puck. Let's not play here in the neutral zone. Get possession. Dump it up in there so we can get our goalie out of there. And we put two men on the puck. You know, you can't sit back. Now you pinch. You don't have to worry about it. You dive. You pinch. Two guys on the puck at all times and shoot the puck directed towards the goal. I'm sure this is what Coach Broderick, and on the other side of the coin, Coach Moore and Coach Long saying, don't break down. Do what you're supposed to do out there. Don't worry about somebody else's job. You just do what you're supposed to do. Play your position. Do your job.
3-2. Tie game here. Or tie game. Geez, Massena up to the lead. Northwood was ahead 1-0. Massena tied it. Northwood went ahead 2-1. Massena tied it. Now Massena has taken the lead on a Jeff Bigelow goal. And we have 1:29 left.
Exciting ball games, as most of the Raiders games have been this year.
Yeah.
Really entertaining. The fans get their money's worth.
I don't think the Raiders haven't really blown anybody out except OFA.
No, they don't have the big sniper, as Coach Moore alluded to. They haven't got that big, as of yet, the big goal scorer. But They've got a good team concept, and
well, they have
believe.
to. They have
believe,
to have
yes.
the team concept
Yeah, that's
in order to be successful. Okay, we've got Morris's line off the face-off. Adams to Schneider. Schneider just flips it deep in Northwood territory. Comes in behind. Bigelow steals. Flips it around in behind. Well, it goes right across the goal mouth, and the goalie makes a glove grab. Bergen holds on. It looked like it was going to go behind the net, but it didn't. We're down to 1:16 left in the third period. The face-off, where Massena wants it, in the Northwood zone.
Yes, and that time number 16, Andy Turcotte, tried to sneak behind the Raider defense, but number 7, Brett Schneider, was Johnny on the spot and alert to it. But that's what I'm sure that the coach of Northwood told him right off the draw. Let's see if we can sneak Turcotte in behind the defense. And the Raider defense, as I say, they want to play back off the line. No gambling here.
Off the face-off, puck comes in behind Northwood zone. They flip it along the board, stolen away. McCracken takes a whack at it. Centering pass, Murphy can't quite find the handle. And back comes Northwood's Turcotte. Flips it out. Pat Tracy steals it, dumps it back to the blue line. They jam along in front, lift it into the air, and back into the zone. McCracken after with 55 seconds. He's rubbed into the boards by Nielsen. Nielsen feeds it around. Now Murphy throws a check. The puck comes free. Backhanded back in by Tracy. 45 seconds left. In behind the net, Nielsen. Nielsen flipping it around the boards. Out to center ice it comes. Tracy throws a check. Good play. And it's flipped free. It comes to Murphy, to Turcotte, ahead to Crouch. Now Adams steals it, feeding it over to Schneider. Schneider back down the ice to McCracken. He took a whack at it in the zone with 25 seconds left. And they haven't been able to pull their goalie yet. Puck bouncing out to center ice. Tracy lets it go for Thompson. Thompson ahead to McCracken. Down the ice it comes. Icing with 14 seconds left.
Big icing call. What the Raiders done out there, their wings are pitching up high, and Captain Pat Tracy is playing back right in the middle at center ice, so they're almost playing 3 deep. And that was every time that Northwood tried to come out with the lead pass, Pat Tracy in the neutral zone would just step up and pick it off and run it back down into the Northwood end. But here we go. Timeout. The Raiders are going to call one. I think what Coach Moore wants to do, not so much strategy here, but I think he wants to give that line of especially Pat Tracy a breather. Now, we'll see if he had the Jake Morris line out there, and Jake is almost as good, if not as good, on the faceoff, but
think they'll go with a captain, maybe.
I have a feeling he might go out with 2 centers. Maybe he'll leave Jake out. I have a feeling he's going to come back with Pat Tracy on this draw, and besides a little strategy here, he just wanted to give that line a little extra blow. We'll see.
Okay, the other thing to remember for Massena is they get the control of the puck. They don't want to ice it. They want to shoot it that open. They don't need another goal.
That's right.
They just want to get the puck out of the zone.
That's right.
But it'll be interesting to see, of course. It'll also be interesting to see with Northwood who they're going to put in the face-off circle. Turcotte, I think, is their best face-off man, but they're going to want him to get a shot.
That's the thing. You're between a rock and a hard place there. He's got to be the trigger man. I'd want him in the slot feeding him the puck because he has a real hard shot. See if they've got possibly Ori is pretty good on the draws also. And the Raiders will definitely have their veteran defensemen of Mike Adams and Brett Schneider out there. No doubt. And we'll see who's going to have up front. But I'd be surprised if the captain isn't out there in that draw.
13 seconds on the clock on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. Massena 3, Northwood 2. Yeah, Tracy coming out to take the draw. Let's see who they go out. Looks like Booth, who is the third-line center, is going to take the face-off for Northwood. Interesting. He may be their best non-Turcotte face-off man.
He's got Timmy Thompson and Mike Adams. And up front, he's got Pat Tracy and Jeff Bigelow and Scotty McCracken.
Here's the draw. Bouncing puck in the circle. Poked free. It comes to Crouch. Back to the point. Here's a shot knocked down in front. And McCracken whacks it down the ice. Icing. Not a smart play right there. McCracken saw that wide open net.
Oh,
and he shot at it. 2 seconds on the clock.
And Captain Pat Tracy knows he's going around with his, his hands up in his head saying, Scotty, we don't need that one, buddy. We don't need it. And all that Pat has to make sure here, he doesn't have to win the draw on this one. With 2 seconds.
Are they going to put time on the clock? I think they're going to put time on the clock.
Well, it can't be that much. If he puts anything more than a second, I'll be surprised.
What's this? The Russians playing here tonight? Yeah, the basketball Olympics.
Yeah, he's going to put 1 second up on the clock.
Okay.
That's, I know it couldn't be any more than one, but Pat doesn't have to win this draw, Jerry. All he has to do is to prevent number 22, Jason Ori, from winning the draw. Just neutralize him, tie him up, leave it at the feet if he has to.
Okay, here we go. Get ready to drop the puck. Off the face-off, it slides right onto Rush. He makes the save, and the game is over.
I'll tell you who's breathing the big sigh of relief is number 11, Scotty McCracken, because he realizes the mistake he made with 4 seconds left to go to shoot that down the ice, and it almost backfired.
So Massena gets a goal from Jeff Bigelow, the winning goal, and holds on, just barely holds on to win it 3-2. And I don't know what Coach does, but whatever it is, Scotty McCracken will probably be skating some sprints in practice tomorrow.
In fact, both Tim Long and Stan Moore are talking to Scotty right now. We know what they're saying, and Scotty knows, too, the mistake he made.
An interesting situation. This happened last year, Dave, in the Division I quarterfinals down in Albany Academy. The Academy had the same exact situation with few seconds left on the clock, and they won the draw cleanly. The guy took it just outside the blue line, saw the open net, shot at it, and he missed the net. Comes back on the icing. St. John's wins the draw, goes back to the point, boom, it's in the net, goes to overtime, and St. John's wins it, ends up winning the state title. So, you know, it's a thing that you shouldn't, it's not a mistake that you should make.
No, that's true. We don't want to dwell on it, though, because it was an exciting game, a great comeback for Massena. Hard-hitting game in the first period, but especially Northwood throwing their weight around, and they're a bigger club than Massena, big, stocky club, a good speed for their size, and they really wore the Raiders down. But a lot of penalties, 10 penalties. We'll see you, Billy.
Take care, Bill.
And second period, much smoother, only 3 penalties and good play up and down. And that last period, really exciting. First,
I guess so.
First one-team Turcotte at the 101 mark from Jaffe, and the Raiders came back to tie it. Jake Morris on a beautiful goal with assists from Brett Schneider and Tommy Post at the 7-minute mark. And then, as you mentioned, the big one, 10:48, Jeff Bigelow, all that hard work, that line really worked hard out there tonight. Jeff Bigelow, Tommy Moore, and Jake Morris working hard, and Tommy and Jake doing big work, digging the puck out of the corner, forechecking up there, and it came out in front, and Jeff with a backhander up over Eric Berg's right shoulder for the big game-winning goal.
So the Raiders, another one in the W column. It wasn't easy, but it's a win.
It's a win, and I'm sure Coach Moore and Coach Long are pleased. Short week of practice, in the holidays. Kids having extra turkey and extra soda pops, getting out of shape a little bit, coming back after, and you're not in the same frame of mind. It's even though you try to have a good practice out there, and Stan said they've had some good scrimmages, it's not the same thing. You lose that intensity, and this is a good game, a good hard game. And I'm sure Northwood got a lot out of this also. They were coming back after a long layoff. The Raiders, even though they got to play tomorrow, and every game is important, you don't take anyone lightly. Fortunately for them, they're not going against Salmon River tomorrow, because
that's right.
After a tough game like that.